Hey familia, welcome to another edition of Hispanicize Hangout. I'm your boy, Enrique Zapeni.
What's going on? I'm Jessica Flores, and today we have an incredible episode with actor Ryan Guzman from Fox's hit TV show 911. Let's get it.
Woo! Welcome back to another edition of Hispanicize Hangout. We have a great show today. How are you doing, Jess?
I'm doing so good. I'm so excited to welcome our very next guest. He's an insanely talented actor. You guys can catch him on Fox hit show 911. Ryan Guzman, what's up?
What up?
How are you feeling? How are you feeling? Obviously, we're all in quarantine. We all know that. How have you been handling it, taking it right now?
I've been loving this quarantine, actually. It's been a good time to just reconnect with my family and my little son. And, you know, me and my wifey, we've been having a lot of time building gardens and redoing the house. So I love this time.
That's what you say that. Yeah, because I've actually been a plant mom. Like, so, since quarantine, I've just been buying a lot of plants and just getting my house right for the first time, really putting a lot of love into it. So it's cool you say that. I actually am on that same vibe.
Yeah. So wait, I want to know, how is parenting going right now with everything that is happening in the world? How are you handling that with Mateo, your son?
Mateo is a gift, first off. I mean, I don't know how we lucked out with such a cool-ass son, but he gets 12 hours of sleep every night.
Okay.
When he bumps his head or like he gets hurt or anything like that, he barely even cries. He's the nicest kid, and he's speaking 3 different languages. So it's like we got super lucky. So when I go out and go to the grocery store and I hear other people talking, you know, mess about their kids and stuff, I'm like, damn, sucks to be you.
You're like, can't relate right now.
Can't relate. Sorry.
Yeah. And your father, I mean, he's Mexican. Your mom is from mixed ancestry. How has that kind of influenced you growing up?
It just made me, I mean, everybody kind of knows about Latin heritage and families. Families are everything to us. And I grew up in a big old Mexican family. On my white side, I have like 4 people in my family. But on the Mexican side, man, I lost count after like 40.
Yeah,
that's how we roll.
Yeah. But I'm all about that. I love the family dynamic. I love that I'm creating my own family. And you know, hopefully we extend, we get a little bit bigger in the future. But yeah, no, it's affected me in so many beautiful different ways, and it just, especially going back to Mexico, you know, and really seeing my heritage. And really being able to appreciate, you know, where my people come from. Man, I love my heritage. I love my culture.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And how does a Latino boy from Sacramento works his way into having this great acting career? How did it all begin? What were the first steps?
It came through luck. I don't know how I got this. I'm still tripping. Like, to be honest, man, I was modeling back and forth while I was playing baseball when I was in college, and I found out my baseball career was gonna go towards an end. So I wanted to go back to my first love, which was fighting. So I started fighting up in Sacramento. Modeling every now and then to kind of finance the fighting, because financing fighting is very hard. You don't get paid in the beginning. And came out here on a whim, to be honest. Somebody asked me to do a photo shoot. I was like, cool, let's do it. I've never been to LA really, you know, and experienced that. So I came out here and doors just started opening. And acting came through when I was trying to do a little commercial work. And I started seeing other people not putting in the work, you know, going off of natural talent and whatnot to get them to this acting gig. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna outwork these people. So I just took my MMA training and my kind of spirit and put it into acting. And the rest has kind of been history, man. I don't really know how I got here. I'm on 2 acting classes in my entire life. And I'm on my 14th, 15th movie and my 4th TV show.
Nice. Oh my gosh.
God bless.
Oh my gosh. I can't even imagine. Acting isn't something, you have to be born with it. It's not something that a lot of people are just naturally good at. Me, I tried an acting class in college. It was not it for me. But let's take it back to your Step Up days. I mean, what an incredible franchise. It's something that I grew up watching, and you know, it inspired me to want to even get into, you know, dancing and all that. Yes, I was like, how do they move like that? But I mean, I have two different questions. My first one being, when you did your first movie, your first franchise like that, how nervous were you on set? Since obviously everything was so new to you, you barely had any acting experience. Like, take me back to that moment where you know, were on set and you were, it was like ready, set, go, or what is it? Lights, camera, action. Sorry. Obviously I don't know the lingo too well. But how nervous were you, or how were you feeling at that moment?
Man, I wasn't nervous at all, actually. I was having the time of my life. And to this day, that is probably one of my favorite things to ever do as an actor. I get to hang out with some cool-ass people in Miami. I mean, the Latin capital of the United States, I believe, other than California. And man, we just danced everywhere. It didn't matter if we went to clubs or we were just eating somewhere off the, you know, side of the food trucks or whatever. We were dancing. So it was cool because I didn't come from, like, you know, the stage world or you know, theater or anything like that. So I didn't really know the pressure I had. I knew Step Up was massive. I knew Channing Tatum from Step Up. That's about it. You know, I tried to do my best version of Channing Tatum when I tried to go, you know, do the auditions. But other than that, I was just having a great time. I didn't let the pressure get to me because I didn't even know the pressure was really there. And as soon as the movie started coming to an end is when I started realizing, like, how big this actually was. People started contacting me, different agencies, like the top agencies started contacting me, you know, telling me I'm going to be the it guy, the new kid. And I was like, I don't know what that means, but can you guys pay more than, than fighting?
And then you jump into a little experience, a little hit, you know, just a little hit, The Boy Next Door, with, you know, just another little person with J-Lo. Yeah. How about that? I mean, how did that change your life?
It's forever changed my life. I mean, I created a new friendship with a person that I never thought I'd be friends with. You know, Jennifer is a cool-ass person with me. We had a great experience doing Boy Next Door. And, man, I learned a lot. I learned how, I thought I was hustling, and I thought I had, like, really good work ethic. But when you find out this woman's doing 5 things at the same time as filming your movie, you look back on yourself and like, damn, I'm lazy. Like, I got to figure this out, you know? So it got me thinking about just different revenue streams, controlling my own future, making sure that I can become the boss later on, and that it doesn't really matter that I'm Latin right now. You know, at the end, people are going to look back and say, oh, man, this Latin man made it to the top. But right now, no one's looking at that. All they need to see is success. So until I put the work in, then I won't get to the result.
Yeah, that's so interesting you say that. Obviously, you are who you surround yourself with. Being around J-Lo, that energy, her work ethic, that's all stuff that definitely rubs off on people. You look at your own life and you're like, wait a minute, maybe I should do more, whatever. I mean, apart from that work ethic, what are other things that J-Lo kind of taught you when you were on set with her about production, film? What are those, like, invaluable lessons that you learned from somebody who's been in the game for so long?
How to pick up the camera. Like, pretty much just wherever the camera is, you got to make sure that face is, like, looking perfectly at that thing, getting the good angles and whatnot. She's definitely a star in that aspect. Aside from that, I mean, I was just kind of like watching her vibe out as a producer, and that got me to really rethink my situation as an actor, because I saw her putting her 2 cents into creating a story and creating this kind of character that we both worked on. And that's what I really want to do. I mean, I've always kind of been a storyteller. I've written, you know, I don't know how much. I got journals on journals of different kind of writing. And now to kind of implement that storytelling into acting or creating a movie or a TV show, that for me was timeless and priceless, that she taught me. So it was cool.
Well, and breaking the formula, because 45% of ticket holders, of people that bought the tickets for that movie, were Latinos. Hey. You know how so many people have tried to, you know, break that formula and actually attract Latinos to come see their products and watch and follow and everything. how do you think you broke that, you know, that spell, I guess, on attracting Latinos to come see it? What was so magical about it?
I don't think we try to implement stereotypes into that movie, which is what I thought was beautiful. I'm like, not every Mexican speaks Spanish, not every Latin speaks Spanish, not every Latin looks dark skinned with a little, you know, mustache and whatnot. We all look different. And the highlight wasn't a Latin star with another Latin star. It was Jennifer Lopez with Ryan Guzman. That was it. So we broke down barriers by not shedding too much light on what doesn't need to be shed on. We're people. We're genuine people just trying to make a living. And it showed, as, you know, we're just seeing a mother become seduced by this, you know, crazy little boy next door. And that's all you need to know.
That's awesome.
So I think it's a lot of you know, the idea of a great story. The content is great. The characters just happen to be Latinos, but it's not okay. Here comes la ranchera, dropping the piñata, breaking all stereotypes.
Yeah, you don't need none of that. I mean, you can later on find out that they're Latin, and then appreciate it for that. But nah, I mean, as much as we are very culturally rich and we are very proud of our culture resides within the skin. We don't need to be showing it out like in different ways to prove to white people that we're Latin. So it is what it is. Enjoy the film, enjoy the content, enjoy the characters.
Yes. And I mean, again, you've been part of so many projects. Let's talk about 911 from Ryan Murphy. I mean, this character of Eddie Diaz, 911 really brings to life, I want to say, the world of first responders, and it really acknowledges the hard work that they put into it. So when you step out and do a film like this, do you feel as an actor that pressure to really bring to life exactly what their experiences are in their everyday life? I mean, how did you feel walking out on that set?
Man, I couldn't feel more blessed, actually, because when Tim Minear, which is the creator of the show, called me in, he was just describing this character, Eddie Diaz, to me. I was like, damn, this guy's pretty close to me, other than, you know, going to the army and saving a bunch of people. But as far as like work ethic again, and like kind of all goes back to that, or being a new dad, like that. I got hired when I just found out that I was having Mateo, so. My life had already started to change in ways that I never even thought, and it helped for that character. But this character, man, has been incredible. And again, there's been not too much pressure other than having the Ryan Murphy name attached to the thing that I'm on, because he naturally gives out good content. So that's the only kind of pressure I've had, is just trying to top my last episode and make sure that this character is still popping off and people are still attracted to whatever this character is doing. And luckily for me, Tim, the writer, and all the other writers in that room have been writing phenomenal stuff for this character.
Well, and the character has, like, every time, it's like every episode, more layers and more layers and more layers. Because then you have the father element, the Afghanistan element. You know, how do you prepare psychologically to connect with all these different situations?
So whatever I lacked in acting class, I got in world life, first time experience. You know, I've been through a crazy amount of things in my lifetime. Most people wouldn't even realize, a lot of traumatic events and whatnot. So I pull a lot from my past. And whatever kind of pain that I've gone through in my past, I try to vent through my art. And I told my creator not too long ago that acting for me really has been just therapy. It's been an opportunity to connect with feelings that I never can do on a day-to-day basis with just, you know, everyday regular people. So against another actor, I'm allowed to, you know, do this. So with Afghanistan and, you know, stuff that I've actually not been through, I called in my cousin. He's done 5 different tours. He's only 25 years old. Man, he's seen a lot, and we broke down everything. You know, he was on hand, you know, on set, redoing the whole script, telling me exactly what I got to do, what I'm exactly feeling at that exact moment. And it just brought this authenticity to it. And I was like, damn, all right, man, well, I'm just going to be a conduit for you then, because this ain't about me. This is about honoring all the people that have served for us and we don't get to see come back and don't get the appropriate care, the appropriate attention that they deserve. A lot of people fighting out there in Afghanistan, not knowing what they're fighting for except for the person right next to them. And they come back, and that's what I wanted to emulate with this character in that specific episode. And hopefully I did it correct.
Yeah, I know you did an incredible job. And interestingly enough, you recently opened up on social media. I saw something had happened with your son where you really did have first responders come in and help you out. I mean, tell me a little bit about that moment, given the experience of playing somebody who is in that position of helping others. And then there you are in a situation where there's somebody coming in and really, I mean, helping your son with the, you know, the situation. He wasn't able to breathe, right, from what I understand. Yeah. So how did that moment happen? I know you did an amazing post kind of, I guess, talking about how much you really did appreciate first responders and everything that they did.
It was a reality check. You know, playing in the world of fantasy, you like to empathize towards a lot of situations, but when this actually happens at your front door and you have to sympathize for it and you're actually going through it, it's completely different. So I won't even lie, like for the first couple, minutes, I was freaking out. I didn't know what I was doing. Until I called 911. It was probably the worst fear I could have had was, holding your son. His son is kind of limp a little bit. He's not breathing really. And luckily that 911 operator calmed me down enough to calm my girl down. And within 5 to 10 minutes, the EMTs were there. So it just showed you the professionalism. While I was there, it was kind of a surreal thing that I was seeing. I just stepped off set not even an hour before this all happened, and we were just on an ambulance. And kind of oddly enough, the episode that I was filming aired 2 weeks ago, and when I saw that scene, it's one of these guys and it's older fireman coming out, and we're kind of honoring him. That was the exact scene that I had just filmed right before going to home and seeing my son like that. So it brought me a little PTSD, but other than that, honestly, the 911 operator should deserve all the credit, the EMTs and how calm they were. It's not like how we play them in TV. These guys are really like just super down to earth, super calm. They're there to make you feel at ease. It's not as exciting as on TV because you wouldn't want to see that on TV, but these guys are heroes with a calm nerve.
Wow.
And how do you think that right now, particularly with everything that is happening in the world, finally, you see all these posts about, superheroes and first responders, and they're getting the recognition that they deserve. Why do you think it took this extreme to actually, for everybody to acknowledge them and recognize the heroes that they are?
Because that's just human nature, man. I feel like a lot of human nature is leading to an extreme to finally realize what you've been missing out or not taking full advantage of. A lot of people wait till they're sick before they, take the precautions, which is stupid. So this, I think, is just another revisiting that same mentality. We needed something like coronavirus to, check back into who we actually are and what we're doing at home, and a lot of good can come of this horrible situation. But one of the good things is that we do get to honor the people that risk their lives day to day, whether they're police officers or firefighters, EMTs, nurses. I got a friend that's a nurse right now, and she tells me the scares all the time. And one of her biggest scares is actually not being able to help enough. And that just shows you where their head and their heart are at. So, I had an opportunity on my episode to kind of direct the attention away from my episode, which is not inherently good for an actor. But I wanted to direct the attention to all the people that are helping right now. So I tried to start something called Share Your Story for a little bit, just to bring light on these nurses, EMTs, firefighters, and whatnot, and share their story and allow us to really feel involved and humanize them so we can actually stay the hell inside and help them out.
Absolutely. And I think, Ryan, something so interesting. I mean, obviously social media is such a powerful platform. And I just kind of like looking through the stuff that you post, it's so much about helping your community, especially when it comes to mental health, the way that you think, the way that you react to things. You spill so much wisdom, and I feel like so much love into your social media. Can you tell me like a little bit about what inspires you to post the things that you post? Obviously, as a big star, you don't have to do that. It could just be all about you and your projects, but I feel like you genuinely care about helping people elevate their thinking, elevate their minds. So what inspires you to do that so often? And it's beautiful, honestly.
I think the thought process I had, which allows me to see acting as, again, therapy to me, doesn't allow me to see it as a way towards fame. So I'm not here for you know, to be the next J-Lo. J-Lo's got that spot. I constantly, those thoughts, those posts and everything are what I think on a day-to-day basis, and it's almost hourly. I'm constantly thinking like that. I'm a very actually introspective person, and very different in my real world life than I portray. And sometimes a lot of interviews. Actually, you guys are getting a more real interview than I've gotten to do on you know, go on different sets and stuff.
Thank you. Thank you.
A little role, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I appreciate this, guys. Your platform is incredible. That's why I wanted to do this. But yeah, man, it really isn't about me. It really is about changing the world in a better way. I think that's my ultimate goal is, you know, I love doing what I do, but if I can help others out with just changing something little in their mind that opens up the massive door that they've always looked for, then why not? I'd be selfish to think that I'm here just to look good and to make people think that money is what's going to give you happiness. Money ain't going to give you happiness. It's that changing thought process.
That's so interesting you say that, because I just very quickly, I've been looking into like minimalism and stuff like that. Really interesting how you say something like money doesn't bring you happiness, because the less that I've gotten rid of, the more I declutter during quarantine, which is what I've been doing. I've been getting rid of so many of my clothes, extra stuff around the house that I don't need, and clearing it, bringing in plants and stuff like that. Like truly, it has brought so much more happiness. And I think that's the thing that, you know, that's maybe one of your messages that you're trying to say is like truly it all comes down to the way you think, your perspective on things, and sometimes less is more. So I love that.
No, I mean, I think that's amazing. I think, again, we can't change the world by telling others to change. You only change the world by telling yourself to change. So look inside. And that's all I'm trying to do as far as my posts and whatnot. Don't look at the person you're pointing your finger at. Look inside, see what you need to work on, and don't focus on anybody else, because when you change, the world changes.
That's true, because we only have control over what we can do. But I'm gonna go into a little bit more of like a frivolous like
Come on,
aspect.
let's go.
And you know, the season's ending with some amazing guest stars, and you know, you have like Connie Britton coming back, and you've had, you know, people like Brooke Shields. And if you got to pick the next love interest for your character, because we know there was a tragedy, who's first in line? Who are your top picks for that?
Jennifer Lopez. Nah.
That would be mine too. That would be mine
too. Nah, who would be my first pick? Honestly, if I didn't say my wifey right now, then I'll probably get in trouble.
That's smart answer. Yeah, that's a smart answer.
That's a great answer. I was curious. But even actresses wise, people, you know, I guess like who is an actress that you really admire her work? I mean, on any type of aspect, even just professionally. I think that would be.
Or that would also bring like a different perspective to the already huge success that the show is. That you would love to see them in there working with you and going through this adventure.
Gina Rodriguez, probably one of them. You know, I love to have her. We're friends. I loved her career path, and she definitely deserves all that. So I know she wouldn't come back to 911 and do something like that, but that'd be a dream cast. Man, Lily Collins or something like that. Like she's an incredible actress. I'm shooting high though. You know, these are A-list stars. They could turn me down quick.
Nah.
But yeah, no, I honestly, the last person, which is her name is Devin, she plays Shannon as my ex-wife on 911. She is such an incredible actress, and I can't say enough good things about her, that she's kind of set the bar for me. And she is, whether she's getting the recognition now or not, is just as good as, you know, Lily Collins or Gina Rodriguez, or she's got this an innate talent. So whoever can match up that level of talent, I'm all for. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's awesome. Okay, well, we always finish off every interview with a speed round. I'm gonna ask you questions, literally the quickest answer that comes to mind. All right. All right. What do you miss the most right now?
I miss playing baseball. Actually, not. I miss fighting.
Okay, fighting. All right. What are you binge watching right now on TV?
Parks and Rec.
Okay. Pick one Ryan Murphy show that you would like to binge before quarantine is over.
That new one, Hollywood.
Okay. Best comfort food right now.
Oh man, we just had some arroz con pollo, like.
Oh, yum.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Favorite thing you like to cook or bake, if you do even cook or bake.
I was vegan for a little bit, but I mean, I do love cooking me a steak. I need me a steak.
Okay. All right. What's the last thing you did musically to pass the time?
Did musically, I mean, I made some music of my own.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
We love to see it. When is the last time you spoke to your parents?
Yesterday.
Nice. Okay, how are you staying in shape right now? Because I know I'm getting the quarantine fluff, or what's it called? I don't know, the quarantine.
The corona cushion. The corona cushion.
I have that. So what are you doing to stay in shape right now?
Then I had the corona cushion since my girl found out she was pregnant. I started gaining weight just for her.
Hey, the dad bod.
Nah, we got a gym in our garage, and luckily, you know, I put a bunch of stuff in there, so a bunch of fighting stuff in there too, so it keeps me active.
Oh, nice. Okay, which 911 cast member have you spoken to during quarantine?
All of them. We all stay in contact. Yeah, it's pretty cool family.
Nice. What is the last thing you explored kind of writing wise, and why do you enjoy it?
It was last night. I was writing a song for my girl, and then I was writing another song for myself, and I like to think that acting gave me an opportunity to get into my emotions. Well, rapping or singing, you know, gets inside, like allows me to have a voice. So yeah.
Okay. And this is the very last question. And this is very important. When was the last time you showered? I only say that because nobody's showering on quarantine. We asked that because apparently people are like skipping out on showers. You know, quarantine, everybody's staying home and stuff. So that's why we asked that. Not because you look dirty. You look good. You look good.
No. I had a shower last night. Yeah.
Okay, he's like keeping that part of the routine right now.
That's awesome. Okay, and then what do you want to tell people to keep in mind right now that we're dealing with all this craziness right now with the quarantine? What's your message to all of them during this tough time?
Yeah.
Message is simple. Get back to the basics. The basics of what being a human really is: taking care of your family, taking care of your loved ones, taking care of yourself, whether it be mentally, physically, emotionally. Just take care of yourself. That's all I care about.
That's amazing.
What an awesome way to finish this. Thank you so much, Ryan. This has been such an amazing interview. Thank you for your time, and keep on doing that amazing work you're doing, because you're inspiring all of us. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining.
Wow, what an awesome interview. I am a huge fan now of Ryan Guzman. I loved when he talked about the content being great, the stories being great, where it happens to be a Latino character or an African American. It's all about the material. I was so pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, that's actually such a refreshing perspective, especially when it comes to media. I feel like that's the big part of our downfall at times. It can be very stereotypical. I personally really love when he talked on mental health and mindset. I am all about elevating your thinking, and everything he does on social media, I think it's extremely powerful, and it just comes to show that I do think he cares about our community. So I'm excited to continue having these conversations down the line and learning more and more from different people that work in similar industries as ours, or, you know, they're just killing it in general. So.
Oh my God. And what about the music? Now he has music coming. I'm definitely looking forward to whatever he's going to bring. And
I'm
music.
excited. Yes, music. So much more coming up, you guys. Make sure you guys tune in to Hispanicize Hangout. We bring these amazing, raw, genuine conversations to you guys. And yeah, there's a lot of learning to do. So
Stick around. There's more to come. See you guys.
bye.